Hey, everybody, it's senior producer Walker Vreeland, and I'm very happy to announce that I Don't Need an Acting Class is now sponsored by WeAudition.com. Just an amazing platform for actors. It allows you to audition virtually, to create self-tapes, but I think the most important feature is that it allows you to find highly rated professional readers. And we all know the difference that a reader can make. These are really great readers who will make you better and will make your auditions shine. If you sign up today, get 25% off when you use the code ActingClass, all one word. Go to weaudition.com, use the code ActingClass, and get 25% off. The website, weaudition.com. Welcome to I Don't Need an Acting Class with Milton Justice.
I was wandering through my storage room, which is something that I visit about every 12 years. And the thing that you'll notice in my storage room is where it says audio tapes and DVDs and CDs, and these are all boxes of teaching material and reel-to-reel tape recorders, tapes that are Stella teaching in the 50s. I mean, nobody knows I have them. So it's like all of this material. And the thought that came to me while I was wandering through the storage room was the importance of being a snob about your process. It's that if you don't have a process, you will go to performance. And it's the reason I said it's a good idea to have kind of a snobbery about your process, because you begin to own in your mind that there is a way I work. There's a way that I approach material, and yes, it takes a long time. I mean, Caleb and I have been having this discussion about something Stella said about you can only learn one thing a year, which I think is probably an exaggeration on her part, but it really is difficult. You know, really spending the time to understand what exactly is going on and trying it and failing with it. I mean, Raphael's failure, thank you, Raphael, for failing, was one of the reasons that I got in touch with Sharon Carnegie, because it's a very huge, as you could tell, because we were on Zoom for over 2 hours, it was a lengthy discussion about an issue. And so everything that has to do with acting has to do with some issue that has to be solved. So to begin with, don't be upset if you're not getting something. It's difficult. I mean, your brother could memorize a poem in the 8th grade, but he can't act. So it is a process that is important, and it really does give you confidence. While I was going to have a pedicure today, I was talking to Walker, and Walker said something that is so classic. He said, I was the sort of actor who thought that a director was going to help me. And he said, I was the sort of actor, and actors have said this to me before, I'm a director's actor. And I always thought that's such a cute thing to say, and I knew exactly what they meant. They meant I will do what the director says, so therefore I don't have to do anything myself. So it's an important part of all of this is that you begin to learn what your process is. You begin to learn how you work. And once you know how you work, and it's going to be different every time, it's a pain in the ass being an actor. But you're not dependent on a director because the director isn't going to know. I mean, if the director went to film school, then the director knows about camera angles. It's the reason we have hope for Giancarlo as a filmmaker, because he goes to acting class. And he's been in 2 plays of mine. So it's like you learn an actor's process, then you can help actors. But I'm telling you something. If you're waiting for the director to help you, you're going to be dead in the water. And the lack of a process is going to make you not confident. And that's the other thing. I had 2 actors, you know them, Teo, that were at the school, and she said, I think we're better suited for television. And I said, because? And well, they tell you what to do. And I'm quite sure they never had careers, but it's just the whole idea of it. Anyway, so that was my thought while I was going through the storage room and looking at my past, that you really need to develop a point where you have a certain snobbery about the fact that I have a process. And it may take a while. I mean, Chris Petrovsky is absolutely convinced that he's slow. I tried to convince him he's not slow, he's thorough. But in his mind, he said, it just takes me a while to pull it together. And it was a stupid audition for Flash, but it was really interesting. He had to have, they give you 12 hours, you have 12 pages of dialogue, and they give it to you, and you have to do it the next day. And so he did it, and then his manager called and said, oh, you have an extra day. And so he did it again. And that extra day helped. I mean, granted, it was an episode of Flash, but the fact is, just having that time to let it all simmer, having that time to let it all kind of work in, because you have a process. I just think if you really understand something, if you understand something as a way to work, while I was talking to Walker, he said, now I talk everything out. I never talked things out before. I mean, these are like important things, because you say, oh, yes, I have a process. It seems simple, but I talk everything out. Because when I talk everything out, I begin to own it. And so it becomes something.
I Don't Need an Acting Class is hosted and created by Milton Justice. Senior producer is me, Walker Vreeland, and director of online media is Evan Sollers. Music by Jeffrey Keyser Trio, May This Be Love, from their album On My Way to You. If you have a moment, please rate us and review us on Apple Podcasts. It helps other people find us. And if you would like to send an email, if you have a question for Milton, you can do so at questionsformilton@gmail.com. Another way to get in touch is on Instagram at I Don't Need an Acting Class. It's brought to you by WeAudition.com, a full-service online platform for actors. And if you sign up and use the code ActingClass, get 25% off. Again, get 25% off when you use the code ActingClass. Again, the website is WeAudition.com. Have a fabulous week, everybody, and we will see you back here next time.